This is a warm homeland. Xiefeng. January 21, 2009. This is a warm homeland, and this is a warm homeland consists of the Chanyuan celestials in Lifechanyuan. This is a pioneering work, where the best wish since the existence of human locates. Human beings cannot walk out of confusion, misfortune, hunger, war, unrest and hardship until this warm homeland continually ferment, grow in strength and ferment the earth into such a warm homeland. All the citizens of this warm homeland are selfless contributors, who give up their own enjoyment and contribute all their time and energy to the construction of this homeland. They give up their own opinions, infuse their own personality into this common cause and resonate completely with Lifechanyuan in the same frequency. They give up their own private interest and try their best to donate or invest their personal wealth to this warm homeland. They overcome various difficulties and enter into this homeland every day to contribute their wisdom and talents. They warm the hearts of their brothers, sisters, relatives and lovers with their most ardent words. Just a few days ago, they donate more than 100,000 renminbi in less than a day to solve the temporary plight faced by Chanyuan celestials in the homeland. Selfless contribution is one of the greatest and loftiest quality of human being. Jesus Christ is a selfless contributor, the Buddha Sakyamuni is a selfless contributor, Avalokitesvara is a selfless contributor. All the men who devote themselves to the peace, happiness and tranquility of people are selfless contributors. Those men who, armed with the religious feelings, work selflessly and regardless of their personal gain and loss are selfless contributors. All the Chanyuan celestials in Lifechanyuan is selfless contributor. This warm homeland is established according to the 800 new life values, the wish of the greatest creator, the guidance of Jesus Christ, the instruction of Buddha Sakyamuni, according to the wish and spirit of Prophet Mohammedan, the wisdom of the celestial being Lao Tzu, the ideals of all the sages in the human history, the supplication of the people who are kindness, industriousness, honesty, credit. This homeland is carried out strictly according to the connotation of the Tao of the greatest creator, strictly according to the 800 new life values, whether on the constructing value or the constructing practice. The core of the warm homeland consists of homeland feats and beginners. All the core members are not the leaders outmatching high over others but servants. All the core members have to live a simple life, own nothing at all with no personal property, with no personal bank account, nothing but the homeland. Taking Dayform Celestial L as an example, his wealth amounts to 1 million RMB such as house property, car, furniture including kitchen utensils all belong to the homeland. He owns nothing at all. His eating, clothing, housing and transportation are carried out on the simplest level. When he is alive, he is a person in the homeland. When he dies, he will be a celestial being in the homeland. Once you enter into this warm homeland, the homeland will take charge of the eating, clothing, housing, transportation, birth, death, illness and old age of every citizen. An individual needs not worry about such things and each citizen will not have any private interest, family and personal property. In the homeland everything is distributed based on one's needs. In this warm homeland, the people with the more contribution will receive more esteem, so the laborers are the most respected persons. The people who only want to get benefit and are unwilling to pay out will be disdained and rejected in this homeland. The idlers, lazybones and parasite cannot exist in this homeland. The homeland does not welcome the people who idle about every day and prefer stealing the show, gabbling and making gestures. This warm homeland is not the place for idlers but the paradise of the people who are honest, industrious, modest and trustful. This warm homeland fully respects human nature, human dignity, freedom and privacy. Nothing is compulsory but voluntary, and everyone works and lives according to the 800 new life values. Among different members, no one is commanding or interfered. No one is allowed to criticize or cavil other members but just does well on one's own duty. If one wants to educate others, he should use it to educate himself. Do not force others to do the things you yourself can't do. The love life in this warm homeland are free. It is not allowed to bring the moralization and religious doctrine of the worldly society into the homeland. No one is allowed to interfere others' love life. It is not allowed to make irresponsible remarks and talk of people behind their backs. It is not allowed the occurrences of such affairs as compelling, usurping, coercing and scathing. The love life of this homeland is carried out according to the mode of the heaven, the thousand-year world and the celestial being. which works as the replica of the heaven and the thousand-year world life. The people living in such way aim at transiting up into the thousand-year world. The citizens of the homeland are meek sheep at home but fierce tigers and leopards to the outside world. They will afford the love guidance to the people who cherish this homeland, and they will give strict punishment on the people who intend to destroy this homeland. They will inherit the Muslim spirit created by Prophet Muhammad. We will keep the homeland regardless of the hardships and dangerous. We will not stir up trouble nor will we fear it. We will be brave and fearless of difficulties or death. For the people who favored the homeland, we will offer our gratitude and return for goodness. For the people who do something bad to the homeland, we will give them double punishment no matter where they are. This warm homeland will protect each Chanyuan celestials who has paid painstaking effort and sweats to the homeland. The homeland will help each one to overcome the difficulties occurred unconditionally. The homeland will try its best to satisfy any reasonable requirement raised by him or her. Certainly, this is only available to Chanyuan celestials himself or herself and not to his or her parents, children, other friends or relatives. At this point we will strictly obey the instruction of Jesus Christ. This homeland offers exceptional benefaction to the Chanyuan feats. As long as he or she is one of the feats, the homeland will take care of his or her eating, clothing, housing, transportation, birth, death, illness and old age from now. Certainly, above conditions only work when the feats need such things. Otherwise, for example, the feats is capable of solving one's own eating, clothing, housing and transportation. The homeland will not provide him or her a penny, and the homeland does not encourage greediness. If you can be self-sufficient, then do not be greedy over others' bowl. However, we have to guarantee that the feats will not worry about the eating, clothing, housing, transportation, birth, death, illness and old age. We advocate that we should not easily ask for requiting but just sacrifice, because we are the people who self-refine ourselves for merits and virtues, because we are the people who will finally break away from the universal gravitation of life to Celestial Islands continent, because we are the people who will initiate the Lifechanyuan for human with heart and soul, because we are the model of being an upright persons for all human beings, and because we are the examples of all people and all the nice qualities should be first reflected from us. However, we do not assert or encourage each Chanyuan celestials to swallow a camel. When you are in trouble or great pain, you are bound to speak out and offer a chance for everyone to share it with you. We oppose a person who furtively enjoys the happiness, and we oppose a person who endures the suffering alone more. The management mode of this warm homeland is in holographic order with no written law, rule, provisions, measures, restraint and rights, just like nature with invisible law, rule, section, measures, restraint and rights. However, everywhere in nature reflects the rigor and strictness of law, rule, section, gauge, restraint and rights. If one behaves according to the logos, one can soar freely across the sky like a heavenly horse. Otherwise, one will meet thistles and thorns everywhere and unable to advance even one step. This warm homeland possesses the huge power and infinite potential. All the people who love peace and pursue joy, delight, freedom and happiness will be certain to converge in this homeland from all directions until the whole earth becomes the paradise like the thousand-year world. The citizens of the warm homeland, we are the creators, pioneers and practitioners of the new era, new values, new life and new mode. The hope of all human beings is entrusted to us. If we fall down, human beings will not have any hopes but desperation, and our individual cannot escape from the domain of the universe, the constraint of the 5 elements and the 36 passes of 8 diagrams array. All men will die. We would rather open a new road to survive in the deadly situation. In other words, we have known our path, and we have understood the future clearly, and we will need only to fight the wind and storm, follow and ascending the path of heaven. There is no any game so interesting as the game of human life. One should not be coward, and it is no use of retreating. It is not safe to return to the old shell, and the old city cannot be guarded any longer. The only way is to work hard to reach the other side, because the bitterness is endless. An old friend with magical power has told us, when all countries still exist, the greatest creator will establish another immortal homeland, which does not belong to any concrete country or any particular nationality, but it will disintegrate all countries. This homeland will last forever. Christ also told us that moment was the moment when everything took a new lease of life, was the new system of future. he also told his disciples, "You are going to be immortal in the future system." As a result, the ripened crops will be reaped into the future system, in which everyone can obtain the immortal life. All our Chanyuan celestials have to work hard to enter into that future system. In fact, we are already in that future system, and everything will be bright and clear in the end. The future of the earth is in this warm homeland. Beautiful future will belong only to Chanyuan celestials.